everyone, today our group will introduce the Wal-Mart, which is one of the biggest supermarkets in the world. Our group has 4 members, Frank, Jingchen, Dan, and Larry. Firstly, me, Frank, will talk about the Wal-Mart background and important issues influenced during the Wal-Mart development period. After that, I will introduce the competitive advantage of Wal-Mart and some major successful and failed experience when Wal-Mart explored the foreign markets. Secondly, Jingchen will introduce how Wal-Mart attempted to position themselves in the Africa market. The next, Dan will explain the attractive options for Wal-Mart in Africa market. In the end, Laurie will talk about the international strategy that Wal-Mart adopts in Africa. The conclusion will also be given in her speaking. Wal-Mart was founded in 1962 by Samuel Moore Wilton in Rogers, Arkansas, USA. During the start period, Wal-Mart was founded on the principle of passing of the discount that the retailer could manage from the wholesaler to the customer and making money through the high volume achieved. That was the important strategy which helped the Wal-Mart achieving the success in some foreign markets in the future. After that, Wal-Mart achieved significant goals during the 1970s. It opened its first distribution center and a Wal-Mart home office in Bentonville in the first year of the decade. In 1977, Wal-Mart acquired 16 Mohawk Valley stores based in Michigan and Illinois, its first acquisition. In 1988, Wilton appointed David Glass as the new CEO. Soon after taking over, Glass started a joint venture with the Column Company, a Dallas-based supermarket chain called Hypermarket USA. In 1990, Wal-Mart became the largest retailer in the U.S. In 1991, Wal-Mart firstly started its overseas operation in Mexico through a joint venture with a local retailer called Trifa. In 1997, Wal-Mart increased its stake in Trifa. By the end of 2011, it had a total 2,037 outlets and restaurants in Mexico. Wal-Mart achieved a big success in Mexico. Wal-Mart had also been operating successful in Canada since it entered the Canada market in 1993. By the end of June 2012, it operating 333 discount stores and supercenter across Canada through its subsidiary Wal-Mart Canada Corporation. Wal-Mart experienced a similar successful in UK market after it entered there through the acquisition of the third largest supermarket chain in the UK, Asda Store Ltd. in 1999. However, it experienced some problem in labor issue as it was accused of following illegal practice. It was fined in 2006 for offering its staff a pay rise in return for their giving up a collection unit agreements, but it quickly sorted out this issue before they escalate out of its control. Wal-Mart had 544 retailer units, including 33 supercenters in the UK as in May 31, 2000. There are also some failed experiences for Wal-Mart when it entered Germany by acquiring the 21 hypermarket stores of the World Cup in 1997. It later acquired 74 hypermarket stores of other local retailers to increase its presence in Germany. Though it offered low price to German customers like it did in the US, its local competitor could easily match its price. Germany was the most price-sensitive market in Europe, and Germany was a customer to lower price from the domestic retailer. Walmart also failed to build a good image for its store in the German market. Secondly, Walmart also failed in offering any competing value proposition to the German customer to visit the store. Thirdly, Walmart paid the lowest wage and didn't encourage its employees to form units. In the end, Walmart also failed the problem on legal front and was accused of violating various German competitive law. The Walmart also did not have a good preference in Korean market because of South Korean retailer market was highly sophisticated with lavish store, and the South Korean customer did not like the warehouse-style environment of Walmart store. Recently, due to the financial crisis happened in 2008, there was a limited growth in US market and Europe market, which means purchase power goes down. Although India market had a rapid growth during that period, the Walmart cannot earn into because Indian retailer was still close to foreigner brand. Therefore, the Walmart focused on African market and acquired the Massmart, which was the retailer of South Africa, in September 2010. That is my working for Walmart background. Let me introduce some competitive advantage about Walmart. First and foremost, Walmart adopted the barcode technology to help the company in the communication process with its supplier. It saved a lot of money through inventory management practice. Walmart also started to use a new technology called RFID to trace its inventory better. Over the years, it used the technology to gain good control over its supply chain. It hired some best people in the area logistics and supply chain management. Walmart developed the largest communication system in the world to collect and give information in the venture. That is one competitive advantage for Walmart because effective inventory management can easily trace the inventory. Therefore, it can easily meet customer needs and wants. It is helpful for companies achieve their goal. The other competitive advantage is a complete value chain. Value chain is an interlinked customer and supplier that work together to connect, distribute, and sell goods and services among themselves, leading to a specific end production. As for Walmart, there was a complete database collected from their provision transfer. Therefore, they can easily change the selling strategy and provide the best service for customer. Those two factors are internal strengths for Walmart. As for internal weakness, in my opinion, it is a conflict interest with the labor unit inside the company. For example, Walmart paid a lower wage and didn't encourage its employee to form units in Germany. Then the employee organized a 2-day sick in protest against the employee layoff and the store closed in 2022. The largest company cannot easily change their stage in short period. The company do many budget before they employ the labor. Therefore, change the wage level will influence their company goals. That is a bigger problem for Walmart.
Move to next part. How have Walmart making operation themselves in African market? As we know, Africa is weakening and positioning a huge market in the world. And as my partner mentioned that Walmart purchased Massmart in the South Africa. According to the case, I would consider external environment to analyze this question in this part because the external environment can heavily influence an industry or the firms to make the market position, and the firms cannot directly control the external environment segments. the external environment is made up of three parts that are general environment, the industry environment, and the competitor environment. At the first, the general environment will be discussed by 6 points that are the demographic, the economic, the political, the social culture, the technical, and the physical environment segment in this case. Now I'm going to talk about those elements step by step. Firstly, let's discuss the demographic and the economic segment. The demographic segment is concerned with the characteristic and fields of a population. Africa's population has rapidly increased over the last 40 years, and consequently, it is relatively young. In some African states, half or more of the population is under 25 years old. Also, Africa has 63 countries and geographic area with a huge resource, but there are only a few safety countries, like the South Africa. The level of income is very low as well in Africa. For the economic segment, refer to the nature and the direction of economic in which a few competitors or many competitors. Wal-Mart is economically stable for the past year. It is a quite strong firm in the world. However, consists of the trade industry, agriculture, and the human resource of the Africa. Africa is a resource-rich continent, but many African people are poor. Although the GDP of those countries in Africa are low, Africa is the world's fastest-growing continent of GDP, and the GDP is expected to rise by an average of over 60% a year between 2030 and 2020. Then the political segment and the social culture segment will be discussed. Most of the countries are political instability in the African, but some countries have stable political environment, like the South Africa. For those political stability countries normally requires some conditionals. When the Wal-Mart enter the African market, for example, they require Wal-Mart have to build a factory in Africa, minimum wage to the staff, employ local labor. For example, it requires Wal-Mart have to create 4,000 jobs at the beginning and cannot import the low-cost goods from the other countries. And Wal-Mart need to train workers before the merger. The social culture segment is considered with society attitudes and cultural values. Some countries, like the South Africa and Kenya, had a culture of a strong labor unit. Even Africa has a high poverty and a low income level. The labor unit and the government punish the rule and the law to protect their labor. Then the technical segment involves the institution and actively involved in the creating the new knowledge and translating that knowledge into a new output, product, process, and materials. Based on this case, the technical of Africa is definitely poor. Therefore, the country decided that the Wal-Mart should use the $1 million to improve the local industry. For the physical environment, Wal-Mart just needed to protect the environment. The last part is industry and competitor environment analysis. An industry is a group of firms that produce the similar product or offer the similar service that are close substitute. In this part, only talk about bargaining power of buyer and supply. The bargaining power of buyer high influence Wal-Mart. Company is training is the best to keep its price low for the products and the service they are providing. When the products are similar, then the buyer will compare the price among the supply, which increase the competition and lead to the low price and profit. Walmart offers a wide range of products with the strategy of everyday low price that appeal to a large audience. The company makes sure that their supply has a high bargaining power, so they helping them show they are important in the industry. Walmart makes sure that the price being asked for the material has the same value as the same materials, quality, and durability. This will ensure that the budget will not be wasted. Walmart held a great part of market share and the supply know that, so the power of the supply is low in this case of Walmart in Africa. However, there are many competitors in the African market due to rapidly increasing of retailer and outlet store. For example, the first biggest retailer in Africa is Separate, and many retailers like Pick n Pay, HPAR. Therefore, if Walmart wants to make a market position in the African market, they need to consider all of those elements of actual environment. So that is map shows the market position of Walmart and other retailers in African market. From that map, we can see Walmart make a position in Africa just to focus on low price and high quality.
Africa is an attractive market for Walmart. The report and statistics shows how growing the GDP and what other factors helps to grow the industry in Africa. It helps to make a reason, which is why Africa is a good opportunity market for Walmart. Rwanda, Tanzania, Mozambique, Cote d'Ivoire, Congo, Ethiopia. Their countries are the fastest GDP growing countries in Africa and in the world as well. The graph shows the rapidly increased GDP in African countries. Congo grew about 7.2% and Ethiopia shows highest growing rate is 10.1%. In addition, most of other African countries shows positive economic growing. Average growing rate is 5 to 7%. When compare other country economic growing rate, it is a higher rate. That kind of countries will lead to developed African market and it can potentially be a big market, such as China and India. Population is plain related, have potential customer. It means market will be getting bigger and it is not going to be worse. In addition, increased middle class customer and reducing the poverty line people rate that it's possible to increase amount of consumption rate. Also, target customer can be wider than before. The chart shows from 1980 to 2010, middle class people increased to 28.8% and poverty line reduced to 44.50%. African Development Bank expects middle class customer will be increased to 42% in 2060. The target customer will be getting increased in the future. According to Nielsen report, there is middle class people who spend 50% of household spend for food and groceries, and customers tend to buy the item in brand. In addition, brand loyalty is key purchase consideration. It is good to Walmart in Africa because Walmart have got a variety of items in store and it is brand product. Customer buying pattern can fit for the Walmart strategy.
Refer to ADB, UN, OECD. They indicate the FDI will continually invest a huge amount of money each year in Africa, and the amount of investment reaches at $771 billion in 2015. If the FDI increased amount of money, it means infrastructure can be developed fast, and as a result, Wal-Mart easily distribute their product to customers. Costs will decrease and their strategy can be effective and efficient to better off. Those factors can be opportunity for Wal-Mart. Firstly, increase GDP, increase customer budget to purchase product, and if customers raise their ego and income, their want and will be more than before. Therefore, they will look for variety items to buy at Wal-Mart. In addition, increasing potential customer means birth rate increase and death rates are lower than birth rate. Market size will expand and number of customers will rise. Customers want to buy brand item and want to get a brand loyalty. Therefore, customers will attract to buy the item in mass market in Africa. Because of the customer buying, the pattern is similar as what Wal-Mart offers in Africa. Mass market are in second largest retailer in share in Africa. The barrier is very high in this market and many risks existing. In addition, big company are positioned in the retail market. Potential competitor is hard to enter in this market. Better infrastructure by FDI lead to create better strategy like low-cost strategy infrastructure such as road, the public facilitate, and technology that encourage delivering product fast to customer. Using the low-cost strategy can affect on African customer. Because low-cost strategy leads to low pricing of the product to customer. Various class customers such as poverty class and low middle class customers can be attracted to buy items in Wal-Mart. It helps to get competitive advantage in the market. In addition, everyday low price product encourage to buy more items at Wal-Mart. By well-organized logistics strategy and supply chain management practice can reduce their cost and their loss. Wal-Mart systemized structure exists to minimize the labor needs and increase productivity per labor. In addition, according to World Bank Group says, labor cost is cheap in Africa. Minimum wage per month in South Africa is $308 and Angola is $226. Those strategies and systems are effective and efficient if proven in Mexico and Canada and other countries. Wal-Mart used acquisition strategy entering in African market. Therefore, using their low-cost strategy and use mass market information and localization costs, reducing the cost to be positioned in Africa.
After Dan explain why African markets are attractive, I will do the international strategy part. The international strategy is a strategy through which a firm sells its goods or service outside the domestic market. The Wal-Mart International has more than 6,200 retail units, operating under 67 banners in 27 countries outside the United States. So Wal-Mart used their size and scale to provide access to high-quality goods and fresh, nutritious food at low prices, and they creating opportunities for our associates and small and medium-sized local suppliers across global. There are some types of international strategy: the multi-domestic strategy, global strategy, and transnational strategy. The multi-domestic strategy is existing domestic strategy. A company that follows a multi-domestic strategy feeds products to each country in which it does business. The product features are fit to the local environment. The global strategy applies standards, product, economies of scale, cross-cultural learning. And the third one is the transnational strategy. A transnational business conducts operations in several countries with varying degrees of coordination and integration of strategy and operations. A transnational strategy combines global reach, coordination of operations, and leverage unique advantage of local markets to drive sales, market share, and profit growth. The transnational strategy involves operating in different world markets, designing responsive organizational structure, and establishing value-add activities that exploit the national similarities and difference. So, what the special international strategy are Wal-Mart used in Africa? The Wal-Mart applied transnational strategy and the multiple domestic strategy. In order to expand into the African market, the Wal-Mart proposed 23 billion acquisition of South Africa Massmart holding share company. Massmart provides access to African market as the perfect springboard for Wal-Mart for American retail gains, so taking control of the company. It's easy to rank the three major retailers in Africa. On the other hand, companies applied multi-domestic strategy because their products will be better received by the local customer. The second one is the cost reduction most in the application of logistic distribution center. For example, the inventory management in the logistic process. The most expensive part is transportation. When Wal-Mart setting up a new stores, they will set existing distribution center as the start point. The new stores were located around the distribution center. The delivery time will be shortened and the costs are reduced. The third one is logistic information technology. The Wal-Mart is set in the 1970s. The management information systems, so they're responsible for the handling system reports and the operation speed. The sales in Africa also will record in the information for systems. The last one is the Wal-Mart developed the largest commercial satellite systems in the world to connect and give information to vendors. The last one is low price model. So Wal-Mart's low price model could prove successful in Africa due to its poverty and low income level. Others were skeptical. To sum up, there are some benefits of international strategy. Market size and market share are increased. The large market offer high potential returns. According to the Wal-Mart report, the operating income percentage increased from 20.04 to 23.04 between 2010 and 2012. The economy of scale and learning are increased. They shortened the time into the African market, expanding size or scope of market, help achieve economies of scale in manufacturing as well as marketing. The third one is location advantages. The location advantage offers supply access to the critical resources, such as raw material, low-cost labor, and customers. In conclusion, firstly, our presentation presents the background of Wal-Mart in Africa, the competitive advantage and the position in the African market, so we can gain experience from Wal-Mart previous activities by the internal and the external factors. So we also present what international strategy applied in African market. So Wal-Mart enter African market because of the Wal-Mart believes that the African market has potential growth rate. So this is our presentations. So this is our reference list. Thank you for listening. And we are 3 page for list.